Yo, it's your boy, Leo, and I'm back with another review, man. Now I know. Okay, I know that you know that I know. You heard? But what's up, Team Leo? We are back. We are in the building. Shout out to all of my subscribers. I love you guys. Shout out to all the new subscribers that are just clicking onto this and subscribing. Yeah, we're here to talk about WWE's Super Showdown. Okay, this is my little review on it. Now I'm not gonna be talking about finger fours and headlocks and all those moves. Like, I ain't write all that down. I just want to review each match. Now the only match that I didn't write down was the match that has Dolph Ziggler in it, because no offense to him, he has a lot of talent, he's very gifted, but I think he's in the wrong position. He needs to be like a main eventer, and since he can't do that, I'd rather just not talk about him because it's just a waste of time. So, but his match was decent if you like Dolph Ziggler. But anyway, so we start with the kickoff show. Yes, for the kickoff show, and it's the Viking Raiders versus the OC. The OC's win. I thought it was a fantastic match. Personally, I would have liked if the Vikings won, just because they were performing a little bit better than the OCs, in my opinion. But overall, it was a good match. But I want to say this, like, everybody doesn't need to do a moonsault. One of the Vikings did a moonsault, and that cost them the matchup. And I'm going, every big person does not need to do a moonsault from the top rope. I know, Bam Bam Bigelow does it, or did it. Vader used to do it. But that doesn't mean everybody needs to do a moonsault off the damn top rope. If he didn't do that, I think they would have won the match. So, shout out to both teams. They did an amazing job. I thought that was a great opening to the show. Then we had the Gauntlet match, the Trophy Gauntlet match, which was very interesting. Like, the way it begun, the way it ended. It begun with R-Truth. He was the first person in, and then after him was Bobby Lashley, which was really shocking. I was hoping they would be a little later on, but they started the match off. R-Truth did an amazing job throughout the matchup. Bobby Lashley did what Bobby Lashley does. Bobby Lashley gets eliminated, and after the match, he beats up R-Truth, and which is kind of messed up because R-Truth had to continue to wrestle, and I was a little concerned watching it as a viewer and as a fan because R-Truth looked like he seriously got hurt in his shoulder and arm, and I said, Bobby Lashley just sat there and threw him into the damn staircase, being a sore loser. Okay, don't get mad because you ain't win, Bobby Lashley, and messed up his arm. And then also in the accident that they had, R-Truth's face got cut open because he was bleeding from the face. I didn't know if that was from the stairs or Bobby Lashley or one of the piercings, because that boy got like so many piercings on. So I didn't know what it was, but he was bleeding and his arm was jerked up and he had to continue to fight. Bobby Lashley could have did more, I believe, just in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like him. Some people do like him. I was one of those people that wanted him to come back to WWE because I thought, the second one would have been a little bit better. But I see why he's not main eventing yet. The good athlete, no personality. Like, he has to have some personality in him to get to the next level. I get it. I totally understand why his career is the way it is. Because as a viewer, you're like, well, why don't they move this person up? Or why don't they move that person up? But I get why he's not moved up. He needs more. I don't even know how you pronounce this guy's name. Agrande. Forgive me if I'm jacking his name up, but y'all know who I mean. The third person that came out was Agrande. Their match was good. He did a great job. The fans were booing him like crazy, so he definitely played the hero role. I don't know what happened, if they were going for a kick or bumped heads or what, but the way it ended was funny. Like, they had bumped heads or something, and then R-Truth just wound up landing on him and getting the pin. But their match was good. Then Eric Rowan comes. He's the next contender, and he gets himself disqualified. Oh my goodness. And all of this is, he's the third person and he's still in the ring with R-Truth, and R-Truth is fighting off all these people by luck. Let me tell you, because his arm looked like really, really jacked up. I'm like, yo, he could be seriously hurt and he has to keep going. Like, I would have rang the bell or threw in the towel or something. So, but, you know what I mean? Then he gets himself disqualified, so R-Truth is still in there. And then AJ makes his way down, AJ Styles. And AJ, instead of working on the arm, he did a couple of kicks to the arm and then went to the legs. And I'm like, as a viewer, I'm thinking that's a smart plan because I did the same thing. Like, okay, if your arm's already jacked up, then I might as well just work on another body part so you're completely out the game. You know what I mean? So AJ did that. R-Truth got pinned. He was eliminated. Then Rey Mysterio is supposed to be the next person down. They play Rey Mysterio's music and nobody comes out. And we're sitting there like, well, where's Rey? So then they play his music again and Rey still doesn't come out. And they show a clip and the OCs, which are connected to AJ Styles, are beating up Rey Mysterio Jr. I was like, yo, this cannot be serious. So AJ thinks that he's going to win because Rey can't make it out there. So they're like, ring the bell and count to 10. And if he can't make it, then give me the trophy. You know what I mean? So then we see they show another clip in the back. And now the OCs are on the floor. Then you see these feet walking by with this leather jacket on. Now me, I didn't know who it was. I'm going, who in the world could this be? Before you know it, the lights are off and you hear the dong. So you already know who's coming out. So I'm shocked. He's shocked. AJ seems shook. You know what I mean? And we're like, oh wow, like Undertaker's about to come out. I didn't even know Undertaker was there. Okay, let me tell ya. So Undertaker makes his way down. There's the beautiful pyro. Like the pyro was killing it all night. Undertaker obviously did not come to play games with AJ Styles. AJ, you've been talking, you could beat everybody from any generation. Undertaker came to shut your mouth up. The match is over in like 2 seconds. You know what I mean? AJ ran right into a chokeslam. Undertaker chokeslams him. Match is done. Now, what made this amazing, Undertaker didn't even take off his jacket or his hat. Like normally, he gets in the ring, he takes that off. He didn't even do that. He just chokeslammed him and bam. Undertaker's the winner of the trophy. So Undertaker won the trophy. I forgot the name of the trophy. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it was the trophy. He won the match, which was good because I know last year Undertaker and Goldberg were in the Super Showdown. They were in the main event, and Goldberg had concussed himself, so he kind of messed up the main event last year. So I know they had to bring Goldberg and Undertaker back so they could do something different. So they made Undertaker look good. You know what I mean? He didn't have to work. Come, chokeslam, bam. You know what I mean? So basically they just kind of used him for the name, which was good. You know what I mean? Because it's like Undertaker's a little older now. He really shouldn't be wrestling. Like, you know what I mean? His legacy is already done. Like, so it was cool to see him just come in and chokeslam and leave. The next match is hold on, let me fold this paper. I had to write I just wrote the matches and the names down. The next match is the SmackDown Tag Team titles, which the New Day and the New Day versus Miz and John Morris. This match was phenomenal. I knew the New Day was gonna lose, you know what I mean? And Miz and Morrison were tag team champions in the past. Phenomenal match. It was good to see them together. My issue with New Day is, and this is my issue with a lot of tag teams. People who are heavyweight champions shouldn't go back to tag team. They should stay in the main event because your whole purpose of being in the WWE is to be the best that you can be, which is to be the #1 guy. So to me, it was like, okay, Kofi Kingston, you was just champion a couple of months ago, and now they got you in the tag team division. It's like, come on, dog. But it was good to see the Miz and Morrison. Morrison looks in great condition, still got his moves. One of the highlights of the match was when Kofi Kingston went to go do his back move out the ring, and the Miz kind of like just moved out the way, and you already knew it was a wrap for Kofi Kingston. That was one of the highlights. So we have new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Shout out to the Miz and John Morrison. Good match. I would say y'all check it out. The next match was Jey Raddish. If I'm pronouncing his name right, I have no idea. I know him from the independent circuit. I've seen a couple of his matches, so I already knew who this was. He won his match. It was a phenomenal match. You know, anything you expect from high flyers. You know what I mean? Then we go to the Raw Tag Team titles, which was Seth Rollins and his tag team partner versus Street Profit. Good match. I knew Street Profit wasn't going to win, only because I knew that they were just new and they had a lot of work to put in before you get to that level of becoming tag team champions. You know what I mean? But the audience seemed like they were behind the Street Profits. A lot of phenomenal moves, a lot of moves that were missed. It was a great match. My issue with Seth Rollins, same thing with Kofi Kingston. If you guys are heavyweight champions or former heavyweight champions, y'all should stay in that lane. I know that they have him in the tag division to help the other guy out, to bring him up a little bit, but it's like Seth Rollins has been in the forefront of the company for like the last 7 to 8 months, and I'm like, I feel bad because WrestleMania is coming and he should be headlining it or somewhere close to the last match on the card, and you guys have him stuck in the tag team division. I think that's a little disrespectful to Seth Rollins, but that's just my opinion. The next match, and I was going to say, three more matches. Okay, I'm like, wait a minute. Ricochet and Brock Lesnar's match. Of course, Brock won. We kind of already knew that, but I wasn't expecting the match to be that fast. Brock showed that he was not here to play with Ricochet. Ricochet knew he had to use speed, and it seemed like his speed did not work tonight at all because Brock seemed like he already knew that Ricochet was going to use quickness, so he just outpowered him, a couple of slams, he did his finisher, and the match is over. A lot of people who probably were watching wanted probably more out of that matchup, but, you know, they have to make Brock look strong because he's going to WrestleMania and he's the champion. And, you know, Ricochet is a talented person. But could he really beat Brock Lesnar? You know what I mean? Like all those flashy moves against somebody who's powerful. It looks good on camera, but it might not affect as much because Brock has, you know, he's a wrestler. He can wrestle and he has a lot of strength. So if he hits you, you're going to wind up slowing down anyway. You know what I mean? So I don't know if any of that speed would have helped him in this match anyway. But Brock already let him know, like, listen, I'm not here to play with you. We're going to make short work of this. I got to go. Okay. That was their match was kind of a direct shot or a direct warning to Drew McIntyre to let him know, you won the Royal Rumble, but I'm coming for you and I'm not, you know what I mean, going to drop my title to you either. So, good match for what it was for Brock to look good. It made him look strong. So if that's what they were nailing and going for, then they got that. But I wish we would have got kind of a little more out of Ricochet to see what he really could do against Brock. We go to the next match, and it's the women's SmackDown's championship match, and it's the first time that the women's SmackDown belt has been even on this pay-per-view. So it was like a record breaking or something like that, or I forgot the word I'm looking for. History making. There we go. History making, which barely seems to be making a lot of history. I don't know if people are keeping up with her, but she is making a lot of history. Phenomenal match. I think Naomi did a magnificent job with the backflips and the split moonsaults and the kicks, and then Bayley did a lot of submissions and her finisher. It was just a great match between a heel and a babyface. Like, that really showed what both ladies can do. I hope that Naomi gets another title opportunity because that was a phenomenal match. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. Then we get to the last match. Dun, 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 dun. And it's Goldberg and The Fiend. Once again, I wasn't expecting this match to be as fast as it was. I said, well, damn, the people with the championships really are, well, no, because Bray Wyatt had the championship, The Fiend. So Goldberg comes out, The Fiend comes out. Goldberg hits him with a spear as soon as he takes the jacket off, goes for the pin. The Fiend kicks out. Goldberg seems shook, very shocked that he had kicked out. I want to say this. First of all, I don't know, Goldberg in the past and Goldberg now, I don't know if it's the same Goldberg or two different Goldbergs, because it seems like we live in a generation where everybody's doing their finishing move very quickly in the match instead of actually putting on a match. You know what I mean? And I said Goldberg has more moves than just the spear and the jackhammer. Like, he has more moves than that. He didn't do any of them tonight besides, a couple of kicks. He did the spear like 5 times, and then he went for the jackhammer, and the match was over. I was like, damn. Of course, Bray Wyatt got a couple of maybe mandible claws in, and that was it. But, yeah. Now, seeing how Goldberg and The Undertaker were there last year, they had to make Goldberg look strong. So I kind of already knew they were going to put the belt on him, which was fine. We were all fans of Goldberg. Goldberg is a tremendous athlete, so he deserves all his praises. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised at the moves that Goldberg used tonight because Bray Wyatt is kind of like fat. So you don't want to be in a ring with someone, not to say his weight was an issue, but doing a whole bunch of moves that may not look good because he's a little bigger than you, so the moves not. Bray Wyatt may not be able to execute your moves and make you look as strong as you can make him look, if that makes sense. My issue with this, not the match, but the issue with the way they're the positions they have everybody in is like, I understand WrestleMania is around the corner and Goldberg's there and you have Brock and you have Undertaker and you have all these big name people because you want the people to come in and buy merchandise and have a phenomenal show. I get it from a market standpoint and a money standpoint. I totally understand. My issue is that you have a younger generation who's there 12 months out of the year that's busting their ass and that's working. If they can't main event WrestleManias, then why do you even have them in the company? Because it looks like you're just using them to get to WrestleMania just so we can give the payoffs and the slots to all the big name people. You know what I mean? I think, if I'm correct, because I know Goldberg was at WrestleMania 10 years ago or something like that, fighting Brock Lesnar. I'm not sure if he's been at a WrestleMania since. So it's good that he's going to WrestleMania again. If he's the last match, that's good. If he's headlining or one of them, congratulations. That might be his first time headlining at WrestleMania. I'm not sure. Don't remember. But yeah, like the younger people need to step their game up so that when they get to WrestleMania, your slots aren't taken from you, like people like Undertaker or people like Goldberg, like or you know what I mean? That are household names. Like we got to build the next generation up because like what was the use of giving Bray Wyatt the title if you were just gonna have him drop it later on? Because I remember last year they had the belt on him and then he lost it to Randy Orton at WrestleMania. And I'm just like, do y'all not believe in Bray Wyatt or y'all do you believe in Bray Wyatt? Because every time we get to WrestleMania, y'all got him looking crazy. So I don't know where they're going to go from WrestleMania here, but I'm glad that Goldberg won the matchup. Overall, the pay-per-view was a whole lot better than it was last year. So I give it 2 thumbs up. The women's match was good. Goldberg's match was good. Even if Goldberg's match was bad, I would have said it was good because I'm a Goldberg fan. Like, I do like Goldberg. I wasn't expecting, too much out of Goldberg because it's Goldberg, you know what I mean? I wasn't expecting too much out of Bray Wyatt either. But Brock's match, I was expecting a little bit more. But, they, like I said before, they had to make him look strong. But overall, the pay-per-view was good. I would recommend anybody checking out. The Gauntlet match was good. Seeing the Undertaker was good. The Vikings were good. The OCs were good. It was a good pay-per-view. I give it 2 thumbs up. That's just my review on it. You guys leave your comments and let me know what you thought of Super Showdown WWE. It's your boy Leo. It's your boy Leo.